As you begin to take steps in moving forward, you will see very soon if this friendship is helping you or hindering you, if the other person is questioning you, belittling you or doubting you in your efforts to focus your life and to prepare yourself for the future. You will need strong companions. You cannot afford to have detractors in your life. You can learn from their challenges, but if you associate with them closely, you will lose ground to them. Your developing strength and discernment will take time and can be very difficult in certain circumstances, for there are people whose approval you think you must have. There are people you are still trying to impress. There are people who you think you need for safety, for security, for love or for pleasure. But at the level of knowledge, it will be yes or no, for knowledge is trying to take you somewhere. And everyone and everything in your life is either helping you or hindering you in discovering and following this direction. Your employment either has a future or not in the face of the great waves of change. That is something that you can evaluate intellectually. Yet at the level of knowledge, it is still a yes or a no. Perhaps you will need to stay in this employment for a time, to give you stability while you make other decisions and while you gain a greater certainty about where you must go and the next steps you must follow in your life. But do not overcommit yourself to a situation that has no future, that will not be able to exist in the great difficulties to come. Do not overcommit yourself to anyone or anything until you have fulfilled this deep evaluation. Do not make any great plans. Do not try to rechart the course of your life. Do not commit yourself in marriage or relationship until you have undertaken this deep evaluation over time. Do not give your life away before you know what your life is for and the direction that it must follow. If you will follow this, it will save you. For it is so easy to give your life away to others, to commit yourself to a line of work or to establish a set of circumstances that will prevent you from ever realizing and remembering your greater purpose for coming into the world. People establish relationships casually, using very weak and temporary criteria. They do not realize the seriousness of their engagements and the impact that it has upon them. It is because they lack discernment. It is because they do not value their lives that they would give themselves away so easily and commit their time and energy without greater care, that they would be so careless with themselves. This is a very important part of the deep evaluation. You cannot follow your intellect in this, for there are always good reasons to give yourself to things that will never be valuable to you. There are always compelling reasons to give your life away to people or to circumstances that do not represent your destiny. Then there are social forces that encourage you to marry before you are ready, to have a family before you are ready, to commit yourself to a career before you are ready. All the social forces, the forces from your family and the encouragement from your friends so often lead you completely in the wrong direction for your life. Do not condemn your family and friends, for they do not know. But you must know. You must gain this knowledge. And the knowledge that God has given you makes this possible. Otherwise, you would become lost in the world and would never find your way. Your relationship with your mind and your body represents a very great teaching that the new message provides. Your mental health and your physical health are important. But to deal with them effectively, you must bring the same objectivity to them. Of course, you identify with your mind and your body, even to the extent that you think that that is who you are. But your mind is not who you are, and your body is not who you are. Instead, they represent vehicles of expression, vehicles through which you can participate in the world, have an influence in the world, and express yourself and communicate to others in the world. They are vehicles to take you somewhere, to take you through life in this world, to live at this time, to have an impact upon this time. They are vehicles. Therefore, you must care for them. You must cultivate them, and they must be able to enable you to fulfill your mission in the world. If your health is broken down, either mentally or physically, you will not be able to follow a greater purpose, and in most cases it will never be revealed to you because you are not ready to follow it. Getting your life in order, then, involves also addressing the needs for your health, your mental health and your physical health. The mind requires some structure. It requires enjoyment. It requires companionship. And it requires relief and rest. You are able to discern this through your activities, through the influences you bring into your home, through the media, through your relationships, through the books you read and the things that you think about. Most people have never developed any control over their minds. They are simply the unwitting slaves to whatever their mind wants to think about, and so they feel very helpless in this regard. But in the deep evaluation, which is a process of bringing clarity and objectivity into your life, you are able to gain greater and greater control over your mind and thinking by deciding what you will think about, what you will respond to, what you will listen to, what you will read, what will be in your home, what will be the focus of your activities and so forth. You must gain this control because if you do not control your mind, other people will. If you do not set a real direction in your life, other people will set the direction for you. This, indeed, is the tragic circumstance of most of the people in the world today, whether they be rich or poor. It is obvious that those who are greatly impoverished are slaves to their circumstances. But it is not so obvious that those who are more affluent, and even the very wealthy, are also slaves to their circumstances. Though they have great enjoyments and freedom of time, in the end they are as lost and as deprived as the poorest around them. They will not fare well in facing the great waves of change that are coming to the world. They have no advantage. Their wealth can be lost easily, and they will be the target of other people, who will prey upon them. And they will live in great fear and anxiety, afraid to lose what they have and afraid of everyone and everything that they believe can take away from them their pleasures, their freedoms or their opportunities. This is the time, then, to recognize what is needed for your mind and what is needed for your body very simply. Nothing complex here. If you are following knowledge, nothing is complex here. You have simple guidelines, and you must adhere to them. At the outset, regarding your deep evaluation, whether it be regarding your possessions, your relationships, your activities or your engagements, it will be important for you to create space in your life to let things go, to open up your life, to allow there to be space in your life without it being filled by something else. In doing so, you will see how much you have tried to gain certainty through your ownership of things, through your relationships, through your engagements and so forth. You will perhaps feel less certain about your life and more vulnerable, but this is a good thing, for this creates a space for a greater power to fill and a freedom for you to set a new course, which will bring new people and circumstances into your life. If your life is already filled to the brim, nothing new can come. There can be no new experiences, no new revelations, no new relationships, no new opportunities. So at the outset, the deep evaluation is a process of discernment and release. You are discerning what is really important and releasing that which is not important. You are changing your relationship with things, with people, with places and with engagements. In so doing, you are changing, on a subtle but increasingly powerful level, your relationship with your mind and your body. Here you are gaining strength and learning to become inner-directed rather than merely being outer-directed. Many people ask, well, what shall I do in the face of the great waves of change? Begin with this deep evaluation. That is fundamental. If this is not undertaken, you will not be free to know, you will not be free to act, and you will not be free to move with knowledge. You will be held in place, as if you were chained to a wall, unable to move, unable to reconsider your life, and unable to set a new direction. For your life will already have been committed away, given over to others, or just simply lost in the countless thoughts and pursuits that you carry on in the course of your life. You begin with the deep evaluation, and this evaluation continues. It is ongoing because bringing clarity, simplicity and focus to your life is ongoing. You do not do it all at once. It is ongoing. Everything around you wants to encumber you even more with possessions, with people, with places, with opportunities, with distractions, with stimulation and so forth. And so this discernment continues on because you must keep your life open, clear and uncluttered. Your life must be filled with people, places and things that strengthen you, that encourage you and that are symbolic that you have the strength and the responsibility to live fully in the moment and to prepare for the future in a way that is wise and effective. Here you will have to learn to say no to many things, no even to your own mind, no to your compulsions, no to your addictions, no to those pleasures that hurt your mind and your body, no to people who want you to do what they want you to do, no to opportunities that look good, but which, at a deeper level, you cannot accept, no to the consensus of people around you. No, you will not follow their advice. No, you will not join their group. No, you will not accept their perception of reality. You do this not with anger or condemnation, not with fear of rejection, but with simple honesty and simple clarity. Do not be angry that the world is full of deception and full of dishonesty because it is a world without knowledge. People have not found God's great gift yet, and so they act foolishly, mimicking one another, following whatever their social conditioning tells them they must follow, following their friends, their groups, their leaders, their religions, everything. For without knowledge, what else could they do but follow everything that is a substitute for knowledge? This should not be a source of anger for you if you are seeing it clearly. It is tragic, yes. It is greatly unfortunate, yes. But you cannot afford to be a critic of the world now. Instead of condemning others, condemning the governments, condemning the world, condemning life, you must draw your resources to you. All of that condemnation represents a huge loss of energy, a loss of energy that only adds more friction and complaint to life, without any positive benefit. If your life is not moving with knowledge, then your position as a critic is pointless and self-defeating. This is part of the conservation of your energy. In the end, the great evaluation returns strength to you, connects you with knowledge, and conserves your energy. Perhaps you do not yet see the value of conserving your energy, for you want every moment of your life to be filled with pleasant stimulation, with meaningful activities, with enjoyable people. You want to fill up the space, but you need to open up the space, allowing it to be empty, holding it in reserve. For it is only in this space that new realizations come to you and that you are able to see things you could not see before, to know things you could not know before, to discern things that were beyond your reach before. New people and new opportunities come into your life because there is a space for them. So, in essence, your life must always have this space and this openness. It should never be filled up. And if it does become filled up, then it is time to let things go once again. Even if your life were completely engaged appropriately, even if you were living the way of knowledge, even if every person in your life were meaningful to you and were a proponent of knowledge within you and for you, you would still have to create an opening, this space in your life where nothing exists, where there is emptiness. It is this emptiness that allows you to be still, allows you to listen, allows you to look, allows you to really be with another person, to really experience a place and to enjoy the magnificence of nature. It is this space, this emptiness, this silence that allow you to discern the signs of the world and the movement of knowledge within yourself.